Football fans, buckle up, because tonight, under the floodlights at St. James Park, we're set for a Premier League clash that's not just a match, it's pure theater. Liverpool versus Newcastle United has all the ingredients of chaos, controversy, and jaw-dropping drama. From Alexander Isak's transfer storm to Eddie Howe's growing injury crisis, to Arne Slot's fast-emerging Liverpool revolution, this isn't your typical Monday night fixture. This is a battle that could reshape the title race, and maybe even the transfer market itself. But here's the real kicker. As many as 5 key players could be missing for Newcastle tonight. Yes, 5. That's not just bad luck, that's potentially season-it fining. And to turn the heat up even further, Eddie Howe has finally spoken out on Alexander Isak, the very man Liverpool fans can't stop dreaming about. Stick with me until the end, because we're going deep: who's missing, how that tilts the tactical battle, the subtle mind games between Howe and Slot, and whether this game could actually be the stage for Isak's unofficial audition before the transfer window slams shut. And trust me, you won't want to miss the huge twist waiting at the end of this video. So let's set the scene. Picture this: Monday night on Tyneside, St. James Park, rocking. Over 50,000 Geordies, chanting, waving black and white flags, desperate to humble one of England's giants. Across the stadium, in the away end, thousands of traveling capitans, their voices shaking the ground, believing that Slot's Liverpool are ready to make a statement to the entire league. Liverpool arrive on the back of a thrilling 4-2 win over Bournemouth at Anfield. Not perfect, but full of goals and resilience. Federico Chiesa, the new Anfield hero, lit the place up. Salah, as always, delivered. Momentum is building. Newcastle, on the other hand, stumbled out of the blocks with a goalless draw against Aston Villa. And the real talking point, the glaring absence of Alexander Isak, not injured, not suspended, but stuck in the middle of a transfer storm. Reports suggest the Swedish striker has one eye firmly on Anfield, refusing to give his all as he pushes for that dream move, essentially. Newcastle's talisman is on strike. And it doesn't stop there, because alongside Isak, 4 more names could be missing, and it could cripple Howe's game plan. The 5 potential absentees: 1. Alexander Isak, Newcastle's spearhead, their goal machine, their spark. If he's mentally checked, out their entire attacking identity changes to Joelinton, the midfield enforcer. Without him, Newcastle lose bite, aggression, and drive. 3. Callum Wilson, the safety net when Isak doesn't play. But he's nursing a knock. If he's out too, Newcastle have no recognized striker. For Sven Botman, their defensive wall. Without him, Salah, Chiesa, and Darwin Nunez will be licking their lips. 5. Joe Willock, the engine. Surging runs from midfield often unlock tight games, but he's also doubtful. That's potentially half a starting she ripped away. Against a Liverpool side that's looking sharper and hungrier with each passing game under Arne Slot, that's not just a setback, that's a nightmare. Now, Eddie Howe isn't one for excuses, but even he knows this is a tactical minefield. Against Villa, he experimented by pushing Anthony Gordon into a false 9 role. It worked in flashes, but without a natural striker, Newcastle looked blunt. He may be forced to repeat that tonight. Gordon through the middle, Almiron and Barnes on the wings, and just hope for scraps. But let's be honest, Van Dijk and Liverpool's backline will fancy that challenge far more than chasing Isak's devastating pace. So what does Howe do? Gamble on a half-committed Isak, or freeze him out completely? His press conference gave a telling clue. Isak is part of the squad, but his focus has to be right. The team comes first. Translation: he's not in the right headspace. Don't expect him. Meanwhile, Liverpool smell blood. Slot's system is already clicking: high pressing, adventurous fullbacks, and a front line with terrifying chemistry. Chiesa and Salah look like they've been playing together for years. Szoboszlai and McAllister are knitting everything together beautifully. And Darwin Nunez, rested last weekend, could be the wild card unleashed against a fragile Newcastle. Defense: the difference between these sides right now is depth. Liverpool have it. Newcastle don't. And that could prove fatal. But here's where the real story lies. Beyond the pitch, Alexander Isak to Liverpool. It sounded like fantasy a month A go, but it's real. Liverpool have tested Newcastle's resolve with a massive bid. The Magpies said no, but Isak's sulking says otherwise. This isn't just transfer talk. This is potentially the birth of Liverpool's next superstar. Imagine it. Tonight's villain for Newcastle, tomorrow's hero at Anfield Football. Writes its own scripts, and this one is pure box office. Tactically, expect Newcastle to sit deep, pack midfield, and try to nick something on the counter. For Liverpool, it'll be full throttle, pressing, stretching, and bombarding Newcastle defense. The question, can the Magpies weather the storm long enough to strike back, or will the Reds simply overwhelm them? My prediction, without Isak, Joelinton, and Botman, Newcastle just don't have enough. Liverpool to win 3-1, Salah and Kisa. On the scoresheet again, Nenez off the bench to kill it late, but here's what I want from you in the comments. Should Liverpool go all-in for Isak before the window shuts, or should they focus elsewhere? Because this saga could define not just tonight's result, but the entire season ahead. If you're still here, you're a proper football fan. Smash that like button, subscribe to Anfield Vibes, and turn on notifications. For all the latest transfer twists and match reactions, Liverpool versus Newcastle, Isak standoff, 5 possible absentees, and Arne Slot's revolution. Football doesn't get much better than this. See you after full time, YNW.